Okay.
Alright, it's 7:05. I'm gonna call the meeting to order. Roll call. Chair, Heather, person.
Member Nick Anderson.
Catherine Howard, Vice Chairman.
I attached last month's meeting, if you guys wanted to look over it. The
Thank you
PNC.
for having a special meeting.
Well, I know it was my mistake, honestly, with school and everything, and doing this,
You dropped the ball.
That's right, that's the word bingo.
Yeah.
That's right, I got sick, the wrong coffee in that room.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had quite a long discussion with Ryan Gray about the conservation subdivision.
Yeah, I put the gist of it.
We'll revisit that, because that was a really black, that was a bleak outcome from that conversation. Okay, geez, these minutes are bleak. I was rebutted by Ryan Gray twice. Okay, I make a motion we adopt these minutes.
You're good with them?
Well,
You're not good with them, but you'll accept them? Okay.
yeah.
I'll second it. If you want to keep reading, I can,
I'll read.
Oh, if you want to.
Take a break. Just going down the list.
I'm just going down the list, yeah.
Oh, this is okay.
Yeah, just the special meeting agenda list, yeah. I wanted to kind of talk about the layout of the Conservation Commission itself. I don't know if you guys have had a second to go over the Connecticut handbook, but the way that they lay it out, they will put in their financial information, so they'll put in like, they'll leave like a number, so it says here, like number 5 will usually be their financial report.
So that'll be like the budget, where the budget stands.
Yeah, and we could always add like what we spent it on, in case something happens, in case we, we're like, oh, the end of the year is coming, we want to do something else with this or whatever. I think it'd be smart, so everybody is transparent what we've used it on, and what we have left. Yeah, so we don't lose it. So if you guys were okay with that, I would be willing to add that to the agenda.
Second.
So
All in favor?
okay. And that goes the agenda layout and the budget's kind of like the same thing. For the budget itself, it's like I want to find out how much we have left before. I don't know if it's for the year or how they do it.
Well, they budget something it's a line item in the budget, I believe.
Yeah, but I don't know what their year to year is.
It was at least $600, I think.
No, I meant to grab it too.
It's
I didn't.
$1,200, but I don't know
But
how.
$1,200?
It's $1,200, but I don't know
Yeah,
how long
could be.
the budget is. Like if it's the year.
Yeah, it'd be for the year.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like it's 2020, September to the next September or whatever. So I wanted to figure that
Well, it's
out.
when you guys passed the budget.
July 1 to June 30.
July 1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's our fiscal year. Starts July 1.
So you said July 30.
July 30.
June 30.
June 30.
From July 1 to June 30 is the fiscal year.
Yeah, that's 1 year. So what, if the money isn't spent, does it accrue in the thing or does it go away?
Goes back in the fund balance.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
We could use more signs for that fee giveaway.
Yeah, we've been doing that.
Hey, Heather, can I interject for a second?
Yeah.
First few minutes, he made a motion, you seconded that, you didn't call for a vote though. And Did you add something to the agenda? Because it's a special meeting, you can't add to it.
No, it's
Okay.
the agenda layout.
It's in the way.
I'm talking about
Oh.
the agenda layout, and
Okay, I
then with
misunderstood.
the change of the layout, I'm adding the budget. So I
Okay.
want to talk about like specifically like what I want to put on the budget, or you know why.
That was in the agenda.
Yeah.
But the minutes, you never moved. You never asked for a vote, so
Okay.
I wanted to let you know that, so you can do that. Make it official, that's all.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
No, he did,
Oh,
and she made it second, but she never called for the vote. That's all.
oh, Nick did it.
Yeah, the chairman.
How many approve, how many oppose,
She
abstain?
had it,
So vote to approve it, right?
Yeah,
And
who,
everybody's approved it.
oh, you didn't call it though, this,
You just gotta call it out. You're the ringmaster.
who approves?
Who approves?
Yeah, because somebody may abstain, they weren't there, that's all.
All in favor,
That's it.
all opposed, that's all you gotta say.
So
That's
who approves the minutes? The minutes.
All in favor.
All in favor.
Yeah, because you're the chairman,
Right.
Okay.
he took the words from
Yeah.
you don't think.
You got it now. You got it now. So-
Okay.
That's all,
Okay.
yeah.
I just
Any,
No, it's
It
okay.
passed.
My apologies. Follow the rules.
Yeah.
you have to follow the rules, Robert's rules.
Yep.
So with the budget for the year, if that's the case, then I'm assuming when we did our stuff, our trees, was it April? April, May, June,
Earth Day was like past April, the year, the day was in April, wasn't it?
So we'll still
That'll
be-
be last year's budget.
Yeah, so we'll have to work with,
No, we got, that ended on June first.
We spent $320 last year.
So we're up to our full budget right now, we haven't spent any money. Since June first.
I could get the
Oh.
prices for the next meeting if you want.
oh, okay.
Well, they may not have them out yet. They don't have them out till January.
The what, the budget,
The prices for the trees.
Yeah, you guys are getting.
Well, I'm
talking
saying
two
we spent.
different-
yeah, I just thought that we were still gonna be on last year's
No,
budget.
no, when the
We're on
budget,
the new budget.
when the new
Okay.
budget, that's what we said, July 28th to June 1st.
Okay, so we're on the new budget.
We're on the new budget, we haven't spent a dime, so
Okay, that's good to know.
go.
I would spend 400 because everything's going up in price. We spent
Well, we got, yeah, we don't have to go with that.
We'll have to talk about the different trees and maybe, you know,
Yeah.
as well and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's way
Yeah.
down.
But that's good to
You wanna
know.
get done, so you can go home.
Yes, I do. I'm sorry, guys.
No, that's
I wanna
fine.
go home and watch the revolution.
That.
So,
Documentary.
yeah, Ken Burns or Dr.
Oh, that's
Oh,
good.
yep.
Good.
Okay, where are we at?
All right, so finished with the budget, the old business is the waste facility. I haven't heard anything new
I haven't
about.
either, there,
And you signed a petition in there with Kevin, he had it in his office.
I signed it way back.
Yeah, I don't know if it's still up, if he still has it in his office, but there was Kevin did have a petition in his office.
Well, actually, the last time I heard anything, when Ryan was sitting here last month, he said that it's, as far as, and at that time, it hadn't gone to a public hearing. The application hadn't been forwarded to the point where it was gonna be
For the council,
to
yeah.
the council.
Yeah.
So it's still kind of in limbo right now.
Okay. I'm probably just gonna leave this on the agenda moving forward, and if I hear something new, I'll throw it out there. The ordinance 100, that's for us. We can just, that ordinance 100 is for the Conservation Commission.
Yeah, it's the ordinance are created.
Yeah, okay.
But we can just talk about, we can review it and we can talk about it next.
The thing that I shot down.
We want to possibly try to revise it.
Yeah, I wanna make it more clear about what.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. And we can use the handbook from the state of Connecticut as our guideline.
Yeah, the Connecticut handbook is
That is-
really nice.
It has a lot of information in it. It covers a lot more ground than an ordinance does.
Yep. Okay, so I'm gonna move on, farm forest and open space. I talked with Mary Ellen, she's gonna send me you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Mary Ellen, did she get voted on?
And this,
Mary Ellen
The
Shinadi?
assessment?
Oh, you're talking about the
Yeah.
assessor. Okay. I thought you were talking about Mary Ann. Oh, Mary Ellen. You did mixed up.
so I talked to her, she should be all set with it, with all the applications for PA 490,
Wait a minute.
for farm, forest.
Are you talking about this, the third option
Yeah,
for
but that,
490?
yeah.
That we're trying to reinstate?
yes, I'm gonna go into that, but yeah, but she should have all the applications in.
What do you mean?
Because the application period is open from,
Yeah, she's got all,
September
she's got everybody that's in 490 on
yeah,
file.
so she should have approved everybody or denied everybody. So I'm gonna get the master list from her.
Oh, okay, so you're just gonna get the master list of 490 in Plainfield?
Yeah, so that we can start compiling.
Approval, like, just approve, I don't think.
You turn the applications into her, you know, and then she tracks it.
Well, they're on file right now.
Yeah,
When they do their tax assessing, they go to your name on your property, yeah, that's 490, so that applies to
We're
you.
gonna talk about what that link said on the day. I didn't open that link,
yeah, because it's a paywall.
I know.
I can bring it next meeting.
Okay.
I didn't bring it out, but it's pretty much, it's open space.
It's,
It's about open space. And I talked to Mary Ellen about it, and she said that there's no set,
so we're talking about the third option here.
yeah, we're talking about PA 490 open space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
We're
there's
talking about
farm,
third
there's
option.
forest, and then there's open space.
We're talking about the third option, the
Okay.
town tax.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Mary
it's out
Ellen,
of, it's out of her control whether it's implemented or not, because it has to be passed.
so I talked to Mary Ellen. She said that has to be in the POCD.
Yeah, we came to that.
Yeah. She said it's gotta be in the POCD and it's gotta be clear. You have to really define what qualifies as open space. So some towns will be like 10 acres minimum for open space, 5 acres. So we need to figure out what, like a solid definition of
Okay,
what
okay.
open space is.
Okay.
Because when the POCD comes up in next
Right,
year,
we gotta get that done.
so we have to, I'd say probably maybe Woodstock, some other of these towns that pop up that have a good
We have a good,
conservation,
yeah.
and we can compile like what
The
should be,
languages for that.
yeah, what should be the requirements for open space, or what should qualify.
Yeah, what would qualify?
Because that's what she said was the problem when when she became the new tax assessor, PA 490 was never really kind of established.
Well, it has been for a long time, and that people that have it,
Well,
grandfathered in, but then
People
they.
were given it, right? She says people were given it, they granted it, but there's nothing that says specifically in the town books that like, hey, we'll give you open space, PA 490 because you have wetlands, or because you have 50 acres, or anything like that.
Yeah,
Like,
right, there's no
there's nothing,
specific
yeah.
requirement.
She said that she felt, like, I feel like maybe people were using it more like as a tax break reason, but
Well, it is a tax break.
it is a tax break, but they have to meet certain requirements.
Right, so that's what we gotta do is establish the
Yes.
requirement. So let's put that down in our,
So we have to, she says, so we have the POCD, we have to establish what qualifies for open space.
that can be written into the POC.
It should be, it needs to be
But it-
written into the POCD.
To quote the planning and zoning, the POCD is just
Which I didn't understand.
it's not what do you call it?
It's not law, it's a suggestion.
It's a suggestion. So, but that gives the town, the tax assessor, a guideline to go by.
What is POC?
The plan of conservation and development. It's the 10-year plan.
Okay, so does anybody know what PA stands for, the PA 490?
Pardon?
What does PA stand for?
It's public act.
Oh,
Yeah.
public act.
Any law that's passed in the legislature, it's PA.
Okay, and this question, because you mentioned wetlands and stuff like that, what it was supposed to be just for farmers, whether you're
Well-
farming trees.
Yeah, we gotta give
Yeah.
her the book on.
So PA 490 is broken into different sections. So the town doesn't, it's based on the town. The town will give you open space, but that's just in the town. Not every town does it. So like Easton or Woodstock or whatever, they do it.
It's a state statute.
They do allow it. The state
No, what
allows
she's
it.
asking about farm,
Farm and forest has to meet its own requirements. Forest is like 25 acres, and you need an approved plan from forester.
Farmland has no minimum.
Farmland has no minimum, but you do have to,
You have to take a crop off.
you have to qualify for it. You have to like say like you're making a certain amount of money or you're doing
No,
something.
you just have to take a crop off, and that's right from the state of Connecticut guy that runs.
Well, I'm just thinking of what the paperwork says.
Well-
There's a house that I understand you gotta take 5 acres out from the house.
Yeah, you have, the building lot is off the table. If you're taking a crop off, if you have 2 acres or 1 acre or 5 acres or 100 acres,
Yeah, you shouldn't be paying a lot of taxes on that.
well, that's beside the point. But the statute, we're talking about the statute. The statute says if you take a crop off that piece of property, then the town has to grant you that. They have to approve that
You
application.
should be more focused on the open space as the conservation commission, because that is really just basically gonna capture up people, which God knows that they should do that, but you're saying that that's through the state of Connecticut, not through the
Yeah,
town.
well, people don't know about it, so it's part of our mission to educate people about it.
Oh, okay, no, I have no problem with
To
that.
be like open space, right, like,
What we're getting ripped off on is open space.
But just to clarify now, the PA 490 has 3 categories.
yeah,
It has farmland, forest, which you have to have 25 acres minimum,
Yeah.
and it has, the 3rd category is open space, and that covers any kind of land that's not being developed.
Okay, then.
But-
Okay.
The 2 first ones are by statute have to be implemented by the towns. The
Yeah.
towns cannot waive them, they have to abide by it. The 3rd one is optional for the town. The town has to approve it before it's, you know?
Yeah.
So up until a couple of years ago, most towns had just done it because it was a good idea, but then about 8 or 9 or 10 years ago, most of the towns got wise and said, well, we're losing tax revenue, so let's not do the open space anymore. And they have that right to not do it unless somebody like us brings it to
All right,
the.
now I got you, okay. We should do that.
So now we gotta backtrack and bring it to a vote or bring it to the selectmen and say, you know, we wanna reinstate the 3rd option, 490.
Got you, now I get it.
See, so it was optional, they took it away.
Yeah, thanks for explaining that, because I did not understand what you meant by the 3rd option.
Yeah, it's a 3rd option. So
Yeah.
it's in the handbook.
I can bring the handbook
Yeah, just,
the next time we meet.
yeah, I got a
Bring it.
couple of them.
It
I have
can,
read that book, but I just don't remember that part.
That's the most important part right there, is where they explain the 3 options.
I wasn't on this board when I read it.
And it's not real clear about how the towns can either, you know, adapt or not adapt the 3rd option. It's kind of a gray area. They don't really, they don't explain it very well. That's why I called the guy at the DEP and he explained it, because by their intent is that it has to be in the POCD that like you said, that the open space has to be kind of like, you know, designated somehow.
yeah, in the POCD, it does talk about open space, but it has to be stated, PA 490 open space, you have to be very specific about it.
So remember we were gonna try to come up with a map or something? But if we just come up with a criteria that allows any piece of property to be accepted into that, because it meets the requirement, then we don't have to have a map, right?
I mean, generally speaking.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, if it fits into it, most towns, there's like 2 paragraphs. It talks about the acreage that you need, like the minimum required that they will do for open space, and then maybe something else, maybe it's also like a piece of parcel of land that is, you know, hasn't been developed, that had, you know, like just a loose definition. But that's something that we have to define.
Yeah. But if we don't have to have the whole town of Plainfield broken down into, you know, okay, this could be open space, or, and, you know what I'm saying, map out the whole town and say, this property, this property, this property.
Yeah,
can
but
be
like
eligible.
half the town is in the natural diversity database for
Yeah,
DEP.
yeah, well, I'm trying to get on the same thought pattern. Is instead of coming up with a map and designating what is potential open space, all we have to do is come up with a criteria that says anything can be open space as
Yeah,
long as it meets that requirement,
I
right?
think that is the first step to it.
Yeah.
But in the ordinance, 100 and the Connecticut thing, we're supposed to actually keep the maps of it, you know?
So we have to-
I think that's eventual, like, thing we will want to do. I don't know when we'll ever get to it. But
Well,
we,
it might keep us from ever getting to this where we want to get if we have to do a map is like if we don't have a town planner that wants to help us. Well, we could start with the criteria.
I think if we can find the criteria of what open space is and find it at the POC, that would open up the option
Yeah.
for it.
Good step.
Because when I was talking to her, I was emailing her, she said it has to be, PA 490 has to be specified in the POC. Then after that, the Board of Selectmen brings the open space classification forward to town meeting. And then if it is approved, the assessor may then begin accepting
Right, so
applications.
it has to go to a town referendum or just a simple town meeting? I was thinking that on the way down. Is that, what,
It says
maybe you can help us,
proposal to a town meeting.
or if it's, to adopt something like this, would have to be a referendum, or could it be a simple town meeting handbook?
I think that would be based on, I don't think so. I think that's gonna be based on whoever the first selectman is, that they'll.
Yeah, but it must be a protocol.
No, it'd be in the charter. I'm just trying to think, because you're
That's two
actually,
different things, you know, the town meeting you have to pay, it
Yeah.
costs money, and.
you're either gonna change an ordinance or you're gonna change the charter in some
No,
way,
we're gonna change
correct?
the ordinance.
Right.
We're just,
Which would go to a town meeting.
which is just a simple town meeting with hands, hand.
Well, depends on, if somebody calls for a paper ballot, then you do a paper ballot,
But
whatever.
If we don't need a paper ballot, then we could just do it at a town meeting.
It depends.
If nobody's.
It usually depends on how many people are there. If it's, you know, at a town meeting, somebody's gonna make a motion for paper ballot. If somebody seconds it and it passes, then you do paper ballot.
Okay, so it could go.
Otherwise, somebody's gonna motion, show of hands.
So it could
Either
go
way.
either way.
Yeah.
Well, we'll find out.
We have to get it on the POC first. That's the first step. I don't even know if it'll make it to the second step, but we have
Well,
to set.
The POCD won't be changed until 28.
I know.
2020.
We know.
I know, but that's the only way.
That's why we're working on it now. We'll have to wait until the day before.
So that's pretty much what we're gonna, I'll probably put this on the agenda for next meeting. Let's try to figure out how we wanna define open space, maybe pull some stuff from different towns
Yeah.
and kind of figure it out. Maybe they'll,
Have someone bring it in. I can bring some out.
yeah, that'd be good.
The more we have, the better.
I don't know about the minimum acreage, because I don't know how much is
I don't think
actually
it's,
left over. And
there's already a thing for, the assessor has a thing for, there's a surplus acreage, you know, classification for land, but it's not 490. But I mean, it's kind of, we could come up with our own, you know, after talking to different towns, but I would say it's going to be a couple, you know, probably 4 or 5 acres.
So you're saying you already have one, or can we find out about money?
Well, they just call the tax assessors in all the towns. So I've done that, that's how I got the conservation subdivision regulations. I called 3 towns, and Brooklyn had them, and Woodstock had them. So, yeah, we can just call the tax assessor and see what they have, you know, see what their protocol is. But, I mean, probably a minimum of 3 acres, something like that would be reasonable, you know.
Yeah, it would have to be reasonable to
Yeah.
the town of Plainfield, that's all.
Yeah, so it was at least, you know, not just a, 1 acre lot.
Well, there should be like a formula. If you have, I don't know, 20 acres, you want to put 5 houses on, you have to leave this much to.
Well, that's a whole different,
Well,
that's a whole different thing.
That's the conservation subdivision.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
15.5.
Different thing.
Yeah,
We're still studying that document, right?
that one
Okay.
is, if depending on how they break it down, they can get away with it, or they can do it in lieu of a subdivision, they
Well,
can do
but
it.
it's 15 acres and 5 lots. Anything more than 15 acres or 5 lots has, but, you know, not to backtrack, but Brian said, well, you know, I don't think that we should even, you have those regulations, so we have to revisit that with the planning and zoning. But that's another,
All right, so what
That's
you guys
another
are talking about is, say I have 20 acres and I want to put it in open space, you're back.
well, then they would take, see, under this thing, if we made it 5 acres minimum, if you had a 20-acre lot, they would take the building lot out, which would be, in Plainfield, that's what, 1.8 acres, and the rest would go into open space. 20-acre piece of land is a no-brainer, you know, being eligible for open space.
Yeah, you have to submit a map anyway to them, or you're supposed to submit a map to them.
It's, the only hitch is the minimum. Where do we want to where do we want to make the bottom line for the minimum? Is it 3 acres or 5 acres? I mean, a 2-acre lot, if you have your house for 1.8 acres, you're gonna have 3/4 of an acre or half an acre left. That's probably off the table. So probably, I would say, you know, it's gonna end up being, you know, 4 to 5 acres, I would say.
And then once you have it in open space, can you put a shed on it?
No, open space, anything that's put in PA 490, it's like,
Can't touch it.
you can't really do anything for it for 10 years.
No, wait a minute, whoa. That's if you sell the development rights. You can build, if you have a farm or
Yeah, if it's farm
if you're a
or
homesteader, you can build a shed on your land for that. It doesn't, yeah, that doesn't
But I
affect,
don't think you can change
You
the
can't.
purpose of open space.
you can't build a house on it.
On open space.
No.
No, but if you had a farm,
But you can get a permit for a
if
shed.
you have a you know, if part of that's a garden and you wanna have a, you know, a storage shed for your equipment, I don't think that's not gonna
It
affect it.
would have to be a minimum of large, like 10 acres, because you're not saving any money. You're already paying the house lot taxes. I mean, I'm all for saving taxes, but what's the point?
What?
It's gonna have to be larger than like 2 acres. You're not,
Yeah, I would say 4 or 5 acres minimum, just off the top of my head.
that is silly.
We'll see what the other towns do.
Yeah, I'll see, because I don't know comparatively, you know, like Plainfield,
Well, let's,
move along.
no, let's assign some towns to each other. We don't waste our time.
I do this stuff in the,
I'll take Preston, Longtown, Ledyard, then North Stonington, how's that?
I'll take Greenwich, Sterling, and Stores, if they have it.
Oh, somebody's gotta do like Putnam, Killenly,
I'll do the northeast corner.
okay.
Or add Eastwood in there?
Yeah, the more the better.
Eastwood, Concord,
Some,
Killenly, Brooklyn, Woodstock, obviously.
Yeah.
and tell them
Eastwood has no zoning, so I don't know how that is.
you gotta understand when you talk to the assessor, you want the third option, what I mean. You want the forest and the farm, we already, that's,
Got it.
according to the planner, they said that most towns don't have abandoned the third option because of, there was a lack, they don't have to have it, so they dropped it because they wanted to tax it. So,
There are some towns, when you search it, you can find a handful of towns, it's based on the town. If the people, the
Yeah.
town don't want it, they'll shoot it down, you know?
yeah, so we'll find out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
I got some comments.
I'll pull up those, it should be a couple paragraphs, we can bring it up and start thinking about what we want to say, or at least how we want to define it, we can go from there. I'm gonna move on to the meeting that we had, the meeting that I went to with Kevin, I talked about open space with him. It's pretty bland. Kevin didn't know about the third option for open space. he said he'll sit down and talk to the tax assessor, but the tax assessor's already reached out to me since then, and she's told me what we need to do for it. Kevin hasn't reached out to me about it.
Yeah, it's
So-
not his,
No,
not his thing.
so,
Okay.
and I just spoke on what, not having open space does to town. You know,
No, what?
I spoke on what not having open space to a town does.
Yeah,
Um,
good.
Lady from the day came, she wrote an article about it. I can bring that next week if you want.
You have the article? I want to see it.
Yeah, I'll bring it, I'll print it out and I'll bring it. So you can read it.
I'm glad you went to that one.
If it wasn't for Peggy, I think I would have just walked out.
No, we don't have a lot of support in that quarter. Especially this town, because what's happened in the last couple of years with farmland and the growth, the industrial growth, it's like, things are moving very fast, so there's a need for some,
Yeah, but remember Roxanne used to tell you it's private property rights, and have every right to sell it to builders.
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
We can't expect the selectmen to fight every battle. It's not our stance. You know? I don't like it either, but unfortunately, there should be a book in the station. She talks about how people just rip things apart and build things and cover things with cement, and it is disgusting, but everyone, when they buy land, they're like, oh, how many houses can I put there? And you can stop them because the farmer wants the money, which is a long part. We all talk about this.
But at the same time,
Everybody-
so what kind of town do you want to live in, because some towns are trying to maintain a balance.
I mean, there are some towns that have harsher rules with their historical stuff from the POCD, and as we saw last
And
meeting,
open space too.
and open space. There are people who, embrace green initiatives, you know?
Right,
We have a very weak historic society at all.
we're not gonna stop progress, but you have, unless you want the town to turn into one big parking lot and one big warehouse, you have to say, okay, wait a minute, we have to preserve this or this or this or something.
Like, it's fine, like, development is
That's why we're on
fine.
this commission, right?
I totally understand, agree with you, but I want to see a solution to it. We can do the best we can and keep it in a quiet corner. But I don't think we can blame the selectmen who's trying to grow the town.
Right, we can't grow the town at the expense of turning it into some place where nobody wants to live because it's the desolation. And Plainfield is,
People are very excited about new line coming in, they really are. The mills right here, they can't wait to work there, right off the highway.
Yeah, it's gonna be about 200 something jobs. It looks good, but there are issues with it. It's a big eyesore.
I didn't realize it was gonna look like that from the highway.
Yeah.
well, I mean, the thing is like when if there's one thing like that, but if there's multiple things like that, and the character of the town is just drastically changed from, what you
No, I'm just saying.
have seen here, and then it drastically changed to something that isn't very pleasant to look at.
There's a few people that really don't care about what you're saying, but I don't think it's for everybody.
No, I know everybody doesn't.
More people care about what you're saying than don't. Like there is a few professionals right now that don't care.
Oh, yeah,
So they build everything.
there's plenty of people like that, so.
Yeah, it's
We're
close.
just
There's more
one.
than just like building business in a town to develop it. There's more than just that. Like, there's a reason why the town its population hasn't increased since the 80s when all the mills closed. Like, there's a reason why this town is stagnant, and obviously we've seen add all these businesses. We have Amazon now, we have 200 something jobs, that's cool. But where's everyone living? Where do people make their money and spend their money? Is it in Plainfield? Where can you spend your money in
That's another
Plainfield?
question.
Plainfield has, our house is a very high place. they're coming here. The, compared to like East Hampton, where it used to be very pricey over there, it's, and then in our MLS, the Plainfield, Plainfield, we saw Walmart and I think Sherwood, Concord, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of business.
Oh, there's
there.
definitely this, and
There's
if people build homes, it'll be good.
Yeah.
But I don't think Plainfield has kept up over the years for all this, for all the business and all homes. I just don't. And I don't
Okay.
think there's enough.
You're off track.
Well, they're gonna put apartments in across from Agway, where everybody was so against it, selling the, ECC building, but that's gonna be some free-ass apartments, I believe, I don't know, that's what I heard.
I didn't hear
I
about
really wanna
that.
live there, but.
Let's get track on the stuff.
Okay, let's go. My stomach is now starting to hurt.
Okay. Over that stuff, there is no citizens here for participation.
Oh, yeah, actually there are.
Oh.
Jeez.
Yeah.
This is Dawn entities here?
Is this time?
Yeah, sure.
Art Gagny, Central Village. I want to set the record straight. I spoke with Kevin today. He's already on this PA 490. And when you came to our Board of Selectmen meeting, you gave us a letter of what you want to do as a Conservation Commission. You did not say anything. You did not give us the general statute. And I'd like to ask, what's the general statute that goes along with this PA 490?
I'm sure you know it since
I
you've
do.
looked it up.
I do? Yeah, of course.
Did you also figure out what the definition of conservation is?
Well, it wasn't that because that was economic development. So anyway,
No.
It's general
Go
statute
ahead. Came here, you just
it's
started
general
fighting with us.
it's general statute 12 dash. You should be writing it down.
About last
He's
time.
trying to set the record straight.
I don't see
Let
that.
him finish.
That's different.
He's got.
I'm a resident of this town right now. Okay. Could I speak?
Your assistant, go ahead.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's general statute. You might want to write it down. 12-107 A through F. That's what you want to read about this PA 490 because that's what it turned into. Look at those. And I also wanted, when you look at your ordinance 100, also go back to the general statute. I didn't pull that one up for you, but go back to the general statute that talks about that. That's where you get, not the handbook so much. Go to the general statute. That's what's going to tell you the law. When you're trying to rewrite your ordinance, that will be very helpful because the lawyers are going to look it over, and if it's something from a handbook that doesn't make sense, it's going to be thrown out. So you want to look at the general statute too.
The
But-
handbook has to follow the statute.
Okay, but go, I'm telling, even on this 490, go back to that, okay? And at that meeting, before I left, I was right on this PA 490. I talked to our secretary, Katie, who's from Brooklyn, by the way. You're going to check them out. Talk to the town clerk even, Katie, because she says, yes, we use that. It's in full force there. And Kevin also told me this town stopped using it in 2017.
That's about.
So, that's some information for you.
Thanks, Art.
We're not out to get you, Heather, really. I want conservation in this town. I've been pushing for it all my term, 6 years.
Is that
Okay.
From
I want it right. And,
what
you know,
I've seen from the things that you have pushed, from the billboard, the LED billboard.
and I'll keep pushing that. That doesn't have anything to do with this.
You can't say I'm a conservationist, but you want a billboard. Like,
Okay.
there's certain things that don't line up, but
Let me just say one thing. When someone's on like conservation, it's not gonna be for everything on conservation. You guys have a right to do a billboard, but you just voted down. And I did actually.
I'm a businessman, too, so.
You doesn't have to include us on everything.
it just doesn't add up, so, just saying.
So,
Well, next time you come to a Board of Selectmen meeting, bring your information, okay? Bring the PA 490 to hand out to them, or give it to them a week before so they can read it. That's all. It helps.
Kevin could have
It helps.
actually reached out to me and asked me before I showed up to the meeting, to actually see what I wanted to talk to him about too.
Hey, you sent it to them. We had that in our binder. You sent something to us. I read that letter, And then you started talking about PA 490, I'm like, this isn't here, what's she talking about? I had no clue what you were talking about. I do now because I just sat here and read it,
Nice.
okay? I gave you the general statute to read, I hope you wrote it down.
I know how to.
I want our boards and commissions, even though I'm not a selectman anymore, I want our boards and commissions to run properly and do what they're supposed to do, and you're doing that, so I appreciate that, okay?
What's the,
So don't think I'm,
No.
so you said that the PA 490, that's a statute, so.
well, it turns into, a public act turns into it, and then they define it. And there is a fourth option, by the way,
What?
a fourth option.
But we're not in that area for the fourth
Right.
option.
What's the fourth option?
It's a maritime heritage,
Yeah, it's like if we were fishermen or something.
if we were on the coast.
Oh, okay.
But the statute, if you looked up PA 490, it would have all that information without the,
No, I looked up PA 490, it was basic.
so what's the,
I went to the general statute and read that instead.
so the general statute is a more detailed description of PA 490? Okay.
Yep. It gives you
What's the
rules.
number- What's the number of that?
12-107 A through F. And it also tells you that to make an open space, it has to go through the planning
One
commission.
through seven?
No, 107. 12-107, 12-107 A through F.
Well, I mean,
It's good stuff.
I spoke to the guys at DEP about this, that administers the 490 program, so I know is required, you know, what the state of Connecticut guy that's on it. If there's a dispute on it in a tax assessor's office, he's the one that goes there, and so he, you know, pretty much knows the layout of it. And whatever's in this general statute must not elaborate too much, because he didn't mention anything about this. You know.
Well, that's the law on it.
Yeah.
So.
He said the law, when you boil it all down, if you take a crop off this piece of farmland, that it's eligible for 490, and there's no minimum acreage on it. Because there's been so much, you know, back and forth with assessors denying applications and blah, blah, so they had to go to a very simple description, and that's what he said, you know, when it came down to. That you didn't have to have a tax exempt number, you don't have to have a Schedule F. You know, as long as you can be a homestead farmer, as long as you take a crop off of the field. So, anyway.
I'd like to, June Gagney, I'd like to bring up just 3 quick things. One, do you notice when some builder is putting houses on a piece of property, they are allowed, do you know anything about this? And I know it could be a regulation, they are allowed in lieu of open space to
Yeah,
pay
well,
a fine.
That's all there was before conservation subdivision regulations were adopted. That's pretty much the general, how all the tax assessors in the towns in Connecticut do it.
It's a Connecticut
They
thing?
started that about 30 years ago, so that
Wow.
it was a effort to preserve open space, and that was the only thing that they could come up with that would achieve that goal to some extent, where if they don't leave the open space, then they donate
Well, they pay a
a sum of
fine.
money that's equivalent to the value of that piece of property that they would have donated to the town's open space fund. And that's
Yeah, it's a certain percent of the value of the land
Yeah,
that's,
percentage of the
That's
whole
it.
value.
Does
of
it
the
take
property.
away a lot of open space in that?
that means there is no
Well,
open space.
So now the town planners and the towns are they don't want the open space.
No.
Because then they have to be, somebody has to administer the open space.
You have to be responsible.
Somebody is liable for that open space. So if they can get a land trust to take it, the builder can donate it to a land trust, or they can donate it to the DEP to add to the state forest land, or make, some entity has to manage that property.
So that's that's from way back, that's been
That's,
processed.
yeah, well, what I'm saying is that the towns don't wanna, so if they get the money, that they're off the hook for that.
Yeah,
They're not gonna worry about what to do with the open space, so that's what's happening right now. And then they say, well, we'll buy a big piece of open space, but,
And the other thing, I know this, birds are not your jurisdiction, but down toward Lowe's, they have, a noise that they produce from, I don't know if Lowe's does it, out on the speakers. I don't know if it's to keep is it herring?
No.
I
You have to
couldn't
bring
think
that
of
up.
birds.
Osprey.
Osprey.
There's an
They're
osprey
up on the
nest across from there.
And they have the sound that keeps them from their nest. I don't know if you know
It's
about
in the
that.
back of a couple of their tractors.
And I wonder
And
if
it just
there's a-
chirps like, and I don't know if it's scaring the osprey
Yeah.
off.
so they don't want the osprey nesting in the warehouses and stuff?
No, there's
They have their own
there's a
nest
pole, there's a
across from
nest.
the Lowe's warehouse.
There's somebody,
And you go by there and you
Imagine
hear
the
this
state
like
put 'em up.
outrageous loud on the loudspeaker. It sounds like birds.
So
It's
they're
like to scare them
trying
away.
to deter the ospreys from going in.
That's what I'm wondering, So anyway, that was something I wanted to bring up to conservation.
Cool.
And the other one was the panels down at the fish hatchery. Have you seen the solar panels?
Where?
Yeah.
Going to the fish hatchery, which is very popular.
Right in front of it.
Walk, it's
What?
open.
right in front of the fish hatchery,
Yeah.
Oh.
a whole solar array.
Seen that? So I just wanted to bring them up, being a
Well,
conservation
that's-
commission that,
That's kind of a controversial subject, because, because like farmland, farmers are selling, they're
Sure.
putting solar panels on farmland. And the only good thing about that is that the land can be reclaimed, not like Lowe's
yeah,
Or-
some of the places.
or a parking lot, it can't be reclaimed because they take the topsoil off. But I'm just pointing this out to you, at least,
Are you sure they don't take the topsoil off?
no, they just plump their things down. So you could go in there with an excavator and just
Well,
pick
they
them all up and
mow
put them in the back of a triaxle, and it would be back to the way it was. They don't disturb the,
Except they have
Man,
to find out what to do with the solar panels. When
What?
they have to get rid of them when they have to
yeah, and
trash.
that's another problem.
I still think they emit toxins into the
Yeah,
ground.
it-
I think they
right, we
do.
don't know what's going in the ground, so it's not,
Just my concerns of the night. I just wanted to share those concerns.
the human race is not,
It's better than Facebook.
you gotta go back to the Native Americans. They're the only ones that know how to live here without destroying it.
Well, they couldn't now because they've been used to.
What?
They couldn't live now
No,
after
Okay.
being used to
I mean,
amenities.
the Industrial Revolution.
The one at the casino.
Yeah.
Industrial Revolution. Modern technology, anyways.
Hey,
For the osprey stuff, like, if it's on their property, I don't think there's not much we can do about it. I've worked at places that,
across the street.
yeah.
Yeah, the noisemakers are on there.
The
Yeah.
noisemakers.
Couple
I've worked at
tractors.
places that would keep stuff up on top of buildings, people would shoot off guns to scare off the, Canadian geese and stuff, so I don't think unless someone, if they're considered protected or endangered species, I think someone could probably file a complaint to DEEP, but that's about as much.
Yeah.
They should at least take the nest down then. They have this
I
beautiful
think
nest.
ospreys, once they nest
That's
there,
it.
or they try to nest there.
They keep
for
going.
continually.
Yeah, I've seen heads
The,
poking up above the.
That's our fear, because they've been going back there every year.
Yeah, and I've seen people save trees just because ospreys are.
They know, yeah.
Yeah, so,
yeah,
This is one of those telephone poles with the cross on the top
yeah,
that's deliberately put there for them.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's a shame.
You guys wanna call it? We good?
yeah, I make a motion, we adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
There you go.
Do this for our